Last episode of Dandadan, Momo has collapsed from exhaustion, releasing the curse that Turbo Granny has on Ken, and it seems like Turbo Granny is going to do something to Momo, but also according to this episode, it's a granny on granny clash, so I suppose Momo's grandma is going to come back and she's gonna be like, WTF is going on, so we'll just have to see what's going to happen in this episode. Full lengths are on Patreon and early access in the YouTube membership. Other than that, let us get started. 20. If a wife, I live alone. Pissed off at a local program like this. Oh, so is that her grandma? Just a local celebrity out here? What's going on here? Oh, maybe it's Santa Dodoria. She just... Wow, I thought she was just gonna jump right off. I just wanted you to show me. If you don't want to die. Oh, she just happens to see this here? Wow. I thought you brought over another scumbag. My grandkid. Oh my god. That is her grandma. Oh shit, dude, it's Santa! Very different from the, from what we saw from, like, Momo's flashback in her childhood. But also, when she was talking about, like, oh yeah, my grandma almost killed my ex, my boyfriend when they came here, you know? Wow, this is starting burnt. She already set up a barrier. Thought you'd come around in my blind spot. Oh, damn. Oh, wow, she's got a... Wow, it's a pencil for a... For a... It's like a pencil and a hammer in the shape of a bat. Very nice. I don't want to trap you, I want to kill you. Uh-oh. Hopefully that doesn't mean you're gonna kill the person inside. Uh-oh. Oh yeah, that bat's for killing, alright. This guy that I curse will die too. Oh, there she is, waking up. Damn, dude, she's just out here like, I will just commit murder on this boy. I killed it. Uh-oh. That's how you know it's Okarun. He has glasses on. Oh. Oh, might as well just start using your power at her, just to really show her. Gotta hold that grudge. Don't believe. Just live a normal life. Gotta apologize. Very nice. Oh. Mm-hmm. Just chilling, eating some rice balls, dude. Hold on, she's gotta process. She's gotta process this. Hold on. You son of a bitch! How dare you! I'm sorry, I'm still alive. Well, he is Ken Takakura. Oh, so you do like him. BT dubs. Believes in ghosts, but not aliens. 100 kilo granny. Wow, and Ken just kind of, well, I mean, I guess it's like she was his prey. So you gotta take Granny out? Oh, Turbo Granny and that location-bound spirit. Oh, so it's two spirits. So, what are we gonna do with Okarun? The Ken-san idol. She knows his. Go play tag. All of Shono City. Holy shit, what the hell? That's a long game of tag. Look at these feeble legs. Oh, you got psychic powers? Do something about that. She can't go into... Only borrow... Ah! She's also location bound? Alright, leg days, dude. Well, we've got a training arc. Alright. Oh, don't stop being a friend. That too. I am right now. Ha! Okay, I was thinking, I'm like, are you gonna bring him a futon? Oh, you did have some rice balls, so like... Ha! Ha 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 ha! Wow, she was correct. From ramen to curry. God damn, dude. Marriage license. She went past so many news that's like of the same thing. You have to be in the same. Then watch him. How are you gonna pee? You don't have a weenie. Is there just like a hole? Like it's like a gorilla. Oh, that's why you gotta train and get better. Well, she can have reliance on your vision. Ah. It's right here if you want. She's dead. Experience is unknown, but not like this. Physical makeover. You better get used to it. Oh. A heart attack or a stroke. Does that mean that it goes through his poop? Like what? Anything that this brat says. Oh. Oh wow, she's bleeding through your ears too. Got that. Wow, the barrier got burnt or blacked out. She just cares for you. Oh, just a little hug. Damn, putting up a show out here, dude. Alright, we're gonna face Turbo Granny next episode. Very nice. I guess this is all like the first arc, you know, of just defeating Turbo Granny, or at the very least get her to become docile enough for Ken to be able to use her power without Momo being there all the time. Perhaps, but also perhaps not. You know, I would presume they're not gonna like immediately kill Turbo Granny, but again, just make her docile enough to where they can still use her power. But very fun. We get to meet a new character, which is Momo's grandma. Hey, you know, for a grandma, she's very young. As Ken says, she looks very young. It's all that medium. I don't know what I was gonna say for a second there. It's all that spirit telling that she's got doing, you know? I don't know what. I presume Santa Dodoria is her name for like being on TV and stuff. Since Momo kind of just calls her as Granny. Oh. Oh. Uh-oh. We are ducked. Oh, she's taken off her bulletproof vest for spirits. We will just have to see. We really will just have to see how this will fucking go. But I'm gonna go right back to the center. Alright, so that was episode 3 of Dandadan. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments down below. You know that I always like talking to you guys. For me, I thought that this was a pretty good episode. Again, still enjoying the series so far. I like this new character that we are introduced to. I guess Santa Dodoria at some point, you know, well, her Momo's grandma became Santa Dodoria at some point. As Momo says, right, after her fight with her grandmother, they haven't really talked to each other until recently, and from the way that we see them talking to each other, it's just Momo being like, oh, you're just a nagging old hag, you know, it's kind of like a teenager kind of thing, you know, in a rebellious phase. I'm gonna talk shit to my parents, or in this case, my grandparents. But as we see towards the end, right, obviously they still care very much for each other, and also what we saw in like episode 1 and everything with Momo, right? She was talking about how like she was upset at all those boys were talking shit about her grandmother, but she didn't understand it at the time. And kind of like towards the end where Momo's just like, you know, I'm really fucking pissed at this spirit because it was trying to kill somebody who I love, right? So she's she's in that moment for like teenagers of like, only I can talk shit to my parents / grandparents, you can't. Ooh. I'm really enjoying the character of Santa Dodoria so far, and in the beginning, we get to see her do her, what is it, her psychic telling, you know, of this guy. And so it starts off and she's just like, your age is 27, and he's lying, and he's just like, no, actually, I'm 20. You have a wife and child. Wow, oh my god, she has those metal claws thing. Oh, dude, that looks super cool. So, I live alone, he says. Right? This man is just lying through his fucking teeth right now. You like curry. I like ramen. And, that's how, this whole fucking show is going, and I'm just like, god damn, dude, like, out here, she's just she's exposing him for who he is, but he is just putting his mask on, and just like, nope. I'm going to lie my teeth through my teeth with this. Those people just like apologizing to this guy, I suppose. So flamboyantly wrong. Oh, so yeah, Santa Dodoria is something else. So flamboyantly wrong. There's no way such a young idol could have a wife and a kid. Because he's 20, so he can't have a wife and a kid. Even I can see that. Is it okay to air that as is? Should be okay. Nobody would be so pissed off at a logo program like this one. So, because they didn't take Santa Dodoria seriously. They were just like, yeah, nobody would fucking believe this, so we're just gonna air it. But then, because they aired it, I would presume this got people to wonder, like, maybe it is true, whether they actually choose to do that jokingly, and then they start digging into this guy, and then figures out like, oh no, he is actually 27, and he actually does have a wife and kid. Sometimes ignorance is not bliss. So that is her bat that she's carrying, kind of like one you would like carry a sword in that type of carrying case. So she notices Turbo Granny, well, not knowing it's Turbo Granny at this point. All she knows is that it's actually a monster, and her granddaughter is just out here unconscious. Gotta go protect her. What is this? This looks like almost like a stone talisman, or it's just a giant target, you know, just really out here showcasing to you how accurate she is, you know? Like, she threw a nail at that tablet, at that stone tablet, and just... God, the fucking flashes. Ouch, my eyes. But I still very much enjoy the color scheme of this whole thing, right? Santa Dodoria broke through the barrier, I would presume, that Turbo Granny was showcasing. Also, this outfit is just so funny to me. It's like a Dracula cape, and then she's just wearing a jersey, and then like a sweater over like like the what is it called? Like the freshman jersey? It's not the freshman. Oh god, I can't remember. But it's, it's the thing that high schoolers would wear. I do kind of wonder, in the way that she dresses, it is kind of feel like a mix between like what a grandma would wear, but then what a high schooler would wear. And I'm contemplating on whether she's decided to change into this, other than it's her Santa Dodoria character that she's doing for like TV, the local programs and all that, but also is it just her dressing to kind of be a little bit like Momo, who, as she says, is a Garu. I'm kind of just over here contemplating on whether I should be saying Santa Dodoria or just saying Santa. It'll just continuously switch, just like how I will sometimes just say Ken instead of Okarun, and then vice versa. The only person's name who I will be consistent throughout this series, I feel like, is Momo, just simply because it's Momo, but yeah, I feel like I'm just gonna be switching between Santa Dodoria or just Momo's grandma. But here in this case, Santa Dodoria set up a trap for Turbo Granny, and I suppose in this whole thing is that they're stuck in this barrier. They can't get out of this barrier because if they do, they are going to just fucking burn. Yeah, if you cross that line, you'll die. And I do enjoy that this bat of hers has a giant pencil inside. For when she really needs to draw out a barrier. Very fun, but hey, despite it being hollow on the inside, I presume, it's still made out of metal, so it's still gonna fucking hurt. Oh, you know what? She puts that in, and then she hits that right at the top. Like, is there a cover on that? I would presume there's like a cover. This is a pretty high-tech bat you got here. So we got one granny beating on the other granny, and yo, dude, just her swinging her bat and just being the absolute shit of Turbo Granny is so fantastic, dude. Although, in this case, is it Turbo Granny that I would presume she's feeling that pain, but then, like, does that all just transfer back to, like, Ken? Ken just wakes up like, God damn, why do I feel like I just got fucking beat? Then an old hag just called another old hag a scummy old hag. Oh, so good. So Turbo Granny says, if you burn me, this guy that I curse will die too. To which is that kind of like, if Santa Dodoria were to burn both Ken and Turbo Granny, would that mean that Turbo Granny is dead? Like, is like gone or something? Or what? But like, or maybe Turbo Granny just really likes this boy's weenie and she wants to keep it, you know? And she's just like, hey, don't take my weenie away from me, you know? You know, it's just kind of like, did Turbo Granny say this out of self-preservation? Who knows? But Santa Dodoria just says no, she will kill all scumbags who deceive her grandkid. Because, you know, we saw Momo's last boyfriend and he's not all that great, so... But we cut to Momo waking up. She goes down, she sees her grandma, who's just out here watching good old TV. Again, like, the way that she dresses is very much like a gyaru. So it's in a similar fashion sense as Momo, and so I'm still kind of wondering, like, is she just dressing like that just because that's what her granddaughter is, and, you know, perhaps in a way she wants to get a little bit closer to her granddaughter. So as Momo says a little bit later in this scene, she's just like, I can't believe you're still holding this grudge. And we've got Santa Dodoria, who's just kind of like, oh, I'm just a fake medium spirit guy. I don't know why I keep fucking forgetting. She says, you don't even believe in ghosts. I'm just a fake medium. Is that what she says? I'm just a fake spirit medium. There you go. So she's decided, like, hey, if you don't want to believe me, then, like, that's okay. You can just go and continue on living your ordinary life, you know, a normal life, and I will continue to, I would presume, protect you from all these spirits. How long are you gonna hold that grudge, you scummy old hag? Yeah, that's like the exact same thing that Turbo Granny says. But Momo is trying to get an answer out of her grandma. Doesn't really work. And, you know, she continues to say, there's no evil spirits, and I'm a fake. So, like, why should you believe me? And so she's decided she's gonna go down on her knees, and she's gonna apologize, right? I'm sorry, I was wrong. Please give me the answer, right? What did you do to the evil spirit? And right after, her grandma says, oh, you know, just check the shrine. Immediately goes back to scummy old hag. So as she's running out, she's getting all these flashbacks about Okarun. He's just an occult freak who simply wanted friends. I brought him into this whole situation. She opens up the door thinking that, you know, maybe he's either dead or he's, like, severely injured or something. Who knows? But he's just out here eating rice balls. Is that just rice? Like, is that... Their grandma just gave him, like, that's the only thing you have. It's just rice. There's no fillings, no nothing. But here's Ken, who sees her, You know, very, takes a processes a little bit before he's just like, oh, I'm so glad. I thought I killed you, right? He's out here crying. He's expressing his emotions while Momo is over here. Nope. Gotta process this emotion. Whew. I thought you were dead. The both of them thinking that the other one was dead. Yo, Santa Dodoria is just out here keeping the both of them in the dark. So we got a little explanation about Turbo Granny, where in the past she used to be called the 100 Kilo Granny, and she is now like a modern yokai that has wreaked havoc all over the country, but now, you know, she has, according to Santa Dodoria, right, she has merged herself with a location-bound spirit, and she, as she says about location-bound spirits, they're spirits that stay in particular locations that they have strong attachments to. They're basically the strongest within their territories. And so Santa Dodoria came over here, but she couldn't get in. There's just something physically blocking her. No medium spirit would go up against a location-bound spirit, especially in their own territory. I do love the way that they did the whole lighting in this area. You know, she lit up her cigarette, and then you can see, like, the entrance right here as, like, as she's, like, lighting up her cigarette. It's very nice. And, like, the entrance is, like, being closed off again as she's, like, burning up her cigarette. It's a very nice visual. I really enjoy it. So there was a location-bound spirit inside that tunnel. Do you know what that means? Turbo Granny and that location-bound spirit had fused together. These two spirits are now super fast, but also they are extremely strong within their own territory. And as Santa Dodoria says, this territory consists of, like, the entire fucking city. So, like, you need to fucking run, and you need to run out of this fucking city before Turbo Granny catches you. Like, holy crap. Her grandma says, don't fight against it. A little crazy, just forget about this boy. I don't know what Santa Dodoria is gonna plan on doing with this boy if Momo were to forget about him, but also, like, isn't he, like, in your house? It's a little bit hard to forget about him, but, you know. So yeah, the territory is all Shono City. You have to lure Turbo Granny outside the city without getting caught. It will be weak, and even you guys will be able to defeat it, and then, I think Momo is just like, why can't you come with us? Yeah, why can't you make something like those barriers and deal with it? But Santa Dodoria is also location bound, so she's her stuff is only good within, let's see, it's only good within Kamigoe City. There you go. So my barrier spells only borrow the powers of the gods that live on this land. Does that mean that there's, like, another spirit medium who's, like, in Shono City then? Or unless, like, the entire thing is a part of Shono City, so does that mean that the whole entirety of Shono City is part of is a territory for the spirit for Turbo Granny? But it also says all lands have their own god, so, like, there should be a god in Shono City, right? Unless, again, they got, like, snuffed by Turbo Granny or something. I do enjoy that Santa Dodoria is talking about, like, this is the only way to defeat Turbo Granny. You're gonna need Ken's gonna need to work on leg days, and you need to work on your physical power. It's just like, oh, I guess we're going to have a training montage or something, you know? Kind of a typical thing of Shonen Jump. Gotta have a training stuff. But Turbo Granny is cutting it short, although this, I don't know, does this look like Turbo Granny, or is this actually, like, the location-bound spirit? But then at the same time, they've merged, so, like, I would presume they are now one entity, and so this is just what they happen to look like. So Turbo Granny is just out here like, oh, did you know I'm contagious? But also, like, she broke into this barrier, right, into Santa Dodoria's own barrier, and just froze everybody except for Momo. And whether that's because Momo is using her physical power, or it's just Turbo Granny being like, no, I'm actually targeting you specifically. I'm out here talking to you because her grandma is, like, bleeding from her ear and from her nose, and she's just frozen. The same thing goes for Ken. And, you know, we gotta cut this whole training session stuff short because Turbo Granny says, nah, dog, if you don't fucking come tonight, I'm gonna I'm gonna kill your grandma. The curse is contagious. Anybody I see, I can just curse them and they will fucking die. To which, like, holy shit, dude, that is like such a powerful fucking entity. If she can just, first of all, take some of these weenie and then curse them, and then just be like, yeah, anybody that Ken is seeing right now, I curse them too, and they die. Like, holy shit. Have you considered just bombing that tunnel? You know, that's all I'm saying. Not that I would probably do anything, honestly. I'm letting her choose her cause of death: a heart attack or a stroke. What the hell, dude? She just has like, what? She just has like a death note on her. Just, you want a default heart attack? Yeah, she says, any human this brat sees, I can curse to death. So, like, yo, if Ken doesn't get rid of this curse, he will just go to school and, like, everybody he sees can potentially die if Turbo Granny decides that that's what's going to happen. Don't underestimate me. I'm not gonna give you any time. Yeah, come by tonight. It's very, that's like a flat picture right there. So come to the tunnel tonight, otherwise I'll use this brat to curse everyone around there to death. Around there? Around here? Right. Anyways. That thing closes, and yeah, that boy gets a nosebleed, so then they, so she has to explain to her, her grandma what's going on, so here they are in these outfits. Momo's grandma being the nagging old hag, as Momo says, you know, she says, you bring all the trouble home in the first place because you're like that. Momo's like, well, you never listened to me since you were a kid, she says. And so Momo's like, so annoying. This old hag's nagging is annoying. And so they're gonna leave, right? She's gonna go. And instead of wanting, especially if this is like potentially, if this were to be Momo's last words to her grandma, you know, like the last thing is just her, Santa Dodoria nagging at her granddaughter. She wouldn't want that, right? And so she goes and she gives a hug. She gives a hug just to really let you know I care about you. And she tells her, don't die. I beg of you. Please protect those two. So she's praying to the god of this land. I do love this. Why are you going by train? You seriously aren't getting off the hook, Turbo Granny. I'm sorry, this is all for no way, she says. That hag tried to hurt someone dear to me. Yeah. You're not getting off the hook, Turbo Granny. You're out here cursing Ken and all that, Okarun. You know, whatever. You try to hurt me? Whatever. Now you're trying to hurt my grandma? We're gonna have big problems now. That kind of reminds me of the conversation that Momo and Ken were having the night before all of this. Where Ken is just like, oh, I'm sorry, when I was fighting the big guy, all I could think about was myself and how I was gonna get myself out of this situation, while you were thinking about saving me and defeating the monster, right? You were saving she had to like fucking get the guy to punch her through the damn shrine just so she can get Ken out of the shrine and then put the barrier back on, right? So he felt like he was being selfish during that time, and you know, he was going through that whole phase of like, oh, I'm sorry, please don't stop being my friend, and all that. And Momo's like, all right, dude, you're fucking overthinking about this. And I was thinking about that because I was like, oh, that's funny, because like Momo is like, she's motivated to get Ken out of this situation because she feels like she's the one who brought him into said situation in the first place. But now that her grandmother has also been added to the equation, it's over for Turbo Granny. How fucking dare she? Hey, Momo is like, Momo truly is a shonen protagonist, you know? She gets stronger the more she has, the more she cares about her friends and loved ones. But We did have this moment here too where Ken was saying like, "Oh, you're always saving me, and I want to be able to save you the next time." But Momo kind of dismisses that by being like, yeah, with the way that you're at right now, I'm probably still going to be the one saving you. So we'll just have to see. We'll just have to see next episode. Maybe Ken will get his moment and he will save Momo from himself, I suppose, and they will again defeat Turbo Granny, not kill her. I would presume, like, subdue her at the very least. Maybe make Turbo Granny be like, alright, fine. You can have your weenie back. Ken gets his weenie back, but he still somehow can turn into Turbo Granny. Who knows? Who knows? Again, I'm only thinking about, like, they're going to subdue Turbo Granny simply because he is still, like, if he were to get rid of the curse, like, I don't know, would he be able to? I guess that's still the possibility if like Ken is a special boy out here and he's able to take the curse and like make it his own thing, even with Turbo Granny dead and gone or something. Who knows? Who knows? But consider that some of these shows, you know, now that I think about it, you think Turbo Granny is going to be gone and like they just seal her into that fucking cat statue. I swear to Christ, if that's the case. If they seal her into that fucking lucky cat, that fortune cat statue, and that's how Turbo Granny is going to continue to live, and that's how we get a fucking talking animal in the show. Ooh, if that happens, I'm not gonna do anything about it except just stand here like this and be disappointed. But we'll just have to see. If I have anything else to say, I will write it in the description down below. And that's it. Bye!